This is Althea Blackford for Boston Caribbean Fashion Week. We have another great, wonderful presentation here for you. This is brands responding to the call. And we have a great discussion that's going to be here with us. We have noted fashion designer and friend to our production, Prajje Oscar Jean-Baptise of Prajje Oscar. Yes, yes. And leading this panel discussion here, we have Sparklle Thames. She is a makeup artist, but also that she is a designer as well too. And she is Boston Caribbean Fashion Week's creative director. So this is going to be a wonderful, interesting conversation about brands that respond to the call during COVID, how their businesses were impacted during this pandemic timeframe. How did they able to move forward, and how are they able to give back to the community? So with that said, without further ado, Sparklle, take it away.
Hello.
Hello. Looking fabulous self.
Sorry, I was texting my roommate telling him to hush. This is virtual. This is what we're doing now, right?
New life.
How are you, my love?
I'm doing great, trying to maintain in this temperature that's dropping on me by the second.
Yeah, because it is winter approaching, so now we have to go back in the house from being outside.
Yeah.
How's it been going? How has COVID been treating you with your business?
Well, you know how it is. COVID is COVID and business is business. But I think the word doesn't change. It's just like the tactics and I guess different way of looking at it and doing things now that we're in this pandemic. Honestly, you kind of like walked me right through a solution, because you remember when I saw you in Boston, you're like, hey, what are you doing for COVID? I'm like, girl, that thing. I'm trying to get my mind wrapped around this whole concept of COVID. And then I asked you what you were doing. You see, we're doing the mask. And then I went home and another mask took my life. Yeah, that's where we are. We're doing.
So I remember that, but you changed the way you were doing the mask, because at first we had a conversation about this.
Yeah, we did. It took me a while. I had to explore it. I had to figure out how best way it makes sense to my brand. I was still fighting with the idea of like, is this what my career have come down to, making masks?
Mm-hmm.
But I find it, after a while, once you get over these bridges, you find ways to make it work the same way. So I did implement, the way I built my brand to be into the mask as well. And I'm noticing that now is, the fashion trend is shifting towards, smaller accessories, mask wear, face wear, like I like to call it. It includes the mask, the earring, the sunglasses, the head wrap with the hair, the hat. That's what we're moving on to now. So I incorporate all that into the brand now. So we're doing a full line of accessories coming out for the holidays.
Wow, that's new.
Yeah. That's a good, well, that's a lesson learned from COVID. It's sometimes when you don't have to do certain things, you don't do them and you never know what's on the other side. Versus when you're being forced to do something and you start realizing the, many opportunities that you can actually do with that. That's kind of what I found myself finding out. Once I was like, there's nobody buying my $1,200 skirt. What am I going to do with that now? I can't keep the lights on. And I started going into like, okay, let's make masks. And next thing we know, we're designing an entire line of sportswear that I started working out too because of the COVID. I started changing a lot of things. I decided that when we get out of this pandemic, I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to be a sexier man. And I'm going to have more money at the bank. That's my decision. Because I'm constantly working while the rest of the world is sleeping. So I made these goals for me. So literally because of the workout now, I'm like, you know what? What's the best thing we can make that's like inexpensive to make, but we can sell, price at a reasonable price, and get it. And we decided that we're going to do a small, nothing major, just for both men and women, something that's unisex, a few pieces, leggings, sweatpants, shirt, and something like that. And then a hat, we're having hats. We're having another model of scarves, different accessories. I realize people will spend under $100, maybe $150 for things, but I don't think consciously I can't do it to somebody trying to sell people $500 dresses or skirts. It just doesn't make any sense to me. People are dying. People have no jobs. We're still collecting unemployment. And here I am trying to sell somebody an $800 dress from their stimulus check money. It just doesn't resonate well with me. So we decided that smaller products, smaller things, until we get out of this, and use the time to really structure. It's the best time for any young artists, designers, or anyone in their field to structure whatever your business is and really spend some time figuring out what's not working and trying to find a way to make them work, because when we do get out of COVID, whenever that is, it's just gonna go boom. There won't be a break. There won't be a yield. If people are gonna go full force trying to get back to regular life. So the more planning you do now, the more structuring you do now, the more foundation you build now, the better the new era will be. Things are moving online. I realize that you can't see my face. Everything is moving online. Private clienteling, people closing their stores, people are opening showrooms. No one's opening boutiques anymore. People are opening showrooms. That's a new thing now. I am one of those people. We are working on opening a next showroom right now. That's pretty much what it is. That's what COVID does. Once you really get over the emotional part of it, and no one can really cope with something like that in a way.
Right. Especially people who lost people. That's hard.
Exactly. To kind of like figure your way in this whole chaos time we're in, then you start developing different things that that'll be helpful to your business. But that's where we are, COVID time.
It's funny that you said something about or a lot about just trying to restructure. I think a lot of businesses, this pandemic is weeding out people, right? So there's people who are like trying to figure out, okay, how can I move forward? How can I downsize? How can I switch gears? Do I go online now? Do I, only focus on making masks? Do I only do this? And then there's some people who are like, you know what?
Deuces.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head out because I can't do this. What I've been finding is that's actually a good way to figure out how to stay standing, right? Because you're right, when this is over and people want to do more, it's like, okay, a lot of I don't want to say competition, but a lot of people, the market is going to be slightly smaller when things open back up again. And so that might be a good thing.
You did touch base on that, people. It's true. When you add COVID and then you add the social temperature right now, with the new found, I find them to be very hypocritical, to honestly, if you ask me. The whole newfound thing for Black designers and Black fashion and all Black owned everything. I've been struggling shooting at the gym since 2003. Where were you? Not now. This racism thing didn't happen today or yesterday. It's been going around.
Right.
When we're in school, we were being squeezed. When we're out of school, we were being squeezed. I did Boston Fashion Expo in Boston for 4 years. No one sent the press until we were done because we're the Black show. I won't even get into that. That's the whole thing. But what it does to the industry now, there's a filter. If you're good at what you do, you are gonna make it. And if you're not,
or you'll take this time. It's not even, I don't want to get into like what's good and not good, but at the same time, it's like some people I think kind of rush into things, right? And they're like, oh, I'm just gonna pick up a piece of fabric and wrap it. But now it's like, okay, during this time, we've had months to be home. So I don't know about you, but I spent that time, even with makeup artistry and stuff, looking up classes. There were so many things that offer things for free. Maybe I didn't have time. There's so much stuff on YouTube. So using this time to like learn to tone in your craft.
And that's what it means by being good. It's not just sewing the clothes or coming up with it. It's figuring out what to do with it after. And just like you said, if you're one of those people who actually find that I have this slight issue here, I need to rectify that. Now I have the time. I'm going to rectify it. Yes, you're going to make it. But if you think, this is the time to add more to what's already there, any of that nature, then yeah, you're going to be filtered out because the people that actually took the time to watch these tutorials and really fix, I'm sewing too. I have a new junior designer who's learning from me. I have a bigger project that I'm working on where my skills need to be to part. Not that they're not, but I feel like I can be better. Every day we come, I have a book, and I'm like, what do you want to do today? We're gonna do zippers. All right, we do a simple of a zipper. We do a button.
Right.
Like we do
Right.
different little things here and there so that we can be prepared. Like when my marketing team comes in, what is the story like? What's the story like for this week? How are we gonna do this for Instagram? No, I don't think. I think that's too excessive. And then when we're talking to a vendor, it's like, so did send me this price? I'm planning. I'm planning ahead. The holidays are coming up. We're reading all the books that tells you if you are going to go for holidays right now. Right now, this week is a week where you order your products so they can arrive before mid-November.
Right.
So you can start your holiday selling. And we're following these rules. That's what I mean. Those people, if you're good at what you do at your job, if you understand for young artists who really spend the time and invest in themselves, not with the cars and sneakers and dumb stuff, but really, if that's what you really want to do, this is the perfect time to structure it. Perfect time.
So I'm going to switch gears a little bit. So you just came off of Philadelphia Fashion Week, correct?
No. That was, we couldn't say Fashion Week. Philadelphia Fashion Week haven't happened yet until the end of the month, but because
well, you just launched a new collection though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, and you did that so you put it together a virtual campaign, correct?
Yeah.
So how is that different than maybe pre-COVID?
It is so different. It's less stress. Everybody showed up.
Yeah.
Halfway halfway done. It was less screaming, less model.
Halfway done, not halfway done.
Oh yes, I told everybody in my project, I'm like, come with your makeup done and hair done. This is the hair, this is the makeup. When you show up, my makeup artist is gonna ting ting ting, put you exactly what I need you to do. But sitting there putting foundation in your face for hours, that's not happening. Yeah. So all that was done. So everybody came in. It was a little weird because we had protocols. We had to take fever temperatures. We had to have gloves and all that stuff. But once we were done, everybody was fine. Everybody went in the house. We dressed and we just walked across the street. We went to the bridge. They locked the bridge down. We did what we needed to do, and then boom, 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 we're done. Would I do it again? Definitely. I think it's a great concept because they allow you to shoot in different locations that are really, really cool. And talking with Philly Fashion Week, I'm one of their producers as well. Last week, we actually recorded their shows for Philly Fashion Week. We recorded 10 designers and we did it throughout Philadelphia. It was the same joy again. We have a little minivan, the models, we come pick up the girls, we go to a location, boom, 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 done. If something happened, we can edit it out. And I think that's going to be the new era. Are we going to be going back?
I was going to say, so with that, would you want to go back to the traditional way? Because I remember fashion shows, we'd be there from 6 a.m.
I would love to go back to the original way, and I am going back to the original way. However, I do think whenever there is a change, something new coming, and I think this whole virtual world and virtual thing is going to be a new addition to a life. But no, I would like to sit front row in a runway show with my legs crossed with big sunglasses, looking perch and all.
Yes, sitting pretty.
So yes, I would like to do that. But in terms of like a producer, creative director myself, I like the recording thing. You just go and record it straight to the editor when the model come in. If I told you to not do this 3 times and you're still doing a video, I'm cutting it. Chop.
And that's it.
Like I said, I had 2 models had to email me after my show. Like, I didn't see me. I'm like, well, honey, I asked you multiple times. This is a recorded show. You knew you were going to get cut.
That's so crazy. Well, we are pretty much out of time. Is there any... no, isn't that quick?
That was that quick.
Is there anything you feel like people should really know, people who are trying to get into the business or trying to struggle with whether or not to continue the business? How advice do you want to give them about how to stay strong?
Stay strong. That's the best advice you can give. Stay strong. Reach out to somebody else that you know that is a professional that knows more and that might be able to guide you towards the right person, the right book. Stay resilient. Stay fighting. Understand what you stand for, what your business is about. Have a serious, legit plan that is both visually appealing to your customer and find out who your customer is. Half the time, the issue with our young folks and our entrepreneurs is not knowing who they're selling to or what the product they're selling to. So make sure you know what that identity is and really keep pushing. But don't do a whole truck of bricks. Just lay one brick at a time, one at a time, one at a time.
One brick at a time.
One brick at a time, and you find that you built your castle at some point when you get, you're gonna get there eventually. But take your time, pace yourself. Don't do anything for other people. Do it for you in the business, and that's it. And you'll be fine. Don't give up, because these things happen. It's a test. The weak will fall, the strong will remain.
Yeah, you're right.
And while you're at it, go to my site, buy a mask. Ow.
Tell us your site. What is your site?
PrajjeOscar.com.
All right, Level. It was so great talking to you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Boston Caribbean Fashion Week. And I can't wait for the day we get out of this situation where we can shut down those streets of Boston and just put on a grand show.